Yeah, I think City will win it. I don't. Probably might not still be much in it, but
Yeah, they might take it easy this year.
I think Arsenal
Take it easy and they'll lose to us. Okay?
No, they'll still beat you, even with
Don't be
taking it
cheeky.
easy.
because I don't think if you like just looking at the tally last season, yeah. So what, they got 89 points. They won the league with 89. Was it 89 they won it with?
Yeah.
And what did you get last season?
What did we finish on? 86? No, I think it was only a point or two in it. You know?
No, wasn't it more?
Nah. The season before was like 5 or something.
Sorry, they won it with 91. You got 80.
We got 80.
You got 89. So they
89,
won it
yeah.
with 2.
Yeah, 2
they
points.
The
won
season
it with
before,
2.
I think, was 5 or something. 5
Yeah,
or
you
6.
guys
yeah.
just
So the only whenever he hasn't won the league, there's 2 times he's been at 8 season. He hasn't won the league twice, right?
Yeah.
Whenever he hasn't won the league, first season got 78 points, but that was his first season.
That was his first season, yeah. And then
Second
Liverpool
season,
won.
when Liverpool won it, he got 81 points. So those are his like lowest points. But whenever he's won the league, he's got
That man plus
nothing.
100, bro.
Whenever he's won the league, they've got nothing less than 86. So that was just 3 more than
Yeah.
than you guys. And if you think last season wasn't their best season and they got 91, how are you gonna like? I'm just struggling to see how. And to be fair, you're defensively done better than them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought
They've
you
only
would,
scored 5-6 goals more than you.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at the
fine margins.
fine margins.
Yeah.
And what have you done to address that fine margins? What you've done is reinforce that. Okay, cool. We're still going to get the better defensive record, which you've done. But what have you done with the fine margins when you need a goal? I'm not saying the players you got up front are not good enough.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not good enough, but it's clearly hasn't been good enough. And yeah, so it's just it's. I know might not be much, but it is the fine margins. It is the fine margins. So
Then
sometimes
the Villa game, if we say the Villa games was what tipped the scales, they scored in the Villa game, but they conceded 2. So the
talking about
question,
No.
what was it? What was the score?
2-0.
Yeah, we lost home and away with
shit,
that.
you scored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got 2.
You know that as well. Stop being cheeky. That's number 2. Stop being cheeky. I'm cut you off this camera now, bro.
And the thing with that Villa game, they dominated the game.
Dominate the first half.
Dominated like
We should have been 2-3 outside.
Should be up, and they didn't
So
score
that's
those
what, you
goals.
see the margin you're talking about.
So
Tom?
those
That's the fine
that's
margin.
what I'm saying. That's the fine margin. So it's like it's not your squad. So going into those games, what would change it for them? Is it the experience that's going to change it,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
or is there someone like that you can put in there to change it? Because if you go over like the years of like of the Premier League, where you've had like where people like I remember when we lost the league to goal difference to
City. Was it City? Yeah.
Following season, what did he do? Van Persie.
Van Persie.
Yeah.
Straight
20
away.
something goals.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
They lost to Aguero wasn't fit enough. They just weren't getting enough goals. What did they do? Haaland straight league. So it's just all. I'm not saying like you would. I think it'll still be very close.
Yeah, it's gonna be close.
But I just don't think
Basically,
it.
Tommy's saying you don't win.
But yeah, I don't think.
It's justified that we're not.
Yeah, I just don't think you win it. It's just those fine margins, and I just don't think you've addressed it. And that's my only thing.
Yeah, mine is just the 5 margins is so we lost 5, they lost 3 games, isn't it? Now, if we flip it on its head and say this season, the message has to be we got undefeated at home. So we don't lose to West Ham. Because we lost to West Ham at home.
Yeah.
And we don't lose to Villa at home. So we don't lose. If the least we take is a draw. So we avert those 2. That goes from 0 points to now that's 4 points. So you beat West Ham. You could draw at home to Villa. Villa's a good side. That's 4 extra points you get. And you could lose the other, so that's 2. The other 3 games you expect to lose a couple games in the season. But Man City have told you can't lose nothing more than 3 games in the league. If you lose more than that, and so that's what I'm saying. So the 5 margins are that. So do what we done last season, which is pretty much be perfect in the second half, which is one out of 19 games, we won 17, drew 1, lost 1. Being better than that would be have to be perfect. So the point I'm making is that, like you said as well, it's 5 margins, and I don't think we needed to go and. Some people might say I'm chatting shit that we had to go and get someone to address it. But I'm saying if I've got Martinelli there who didn't have a season last season for me, and now I tell him, you got 15 the year before. I need you to go do that number again. And Jesus, if you're injury free this season, then you have to chip in as well with the rest of the boys. So Kai's gonna do 13, 14, 15. B's gonna do 13, 14, 15. Odegaard done 8 last season. Odegaard gives me a couple more, he does double digits. The front 6 plus Trossard, all you guys got to do double digits. It's that simple. Wherever you play 70 minutes, there's 50 games in the season. We're going to play Champions League, the league, 38 in the league, yeah? And then you're asking Rice to chip in. Rice got like 7 goals last season. The defenders are going to chip in and whatnot. So we're going to get the goals.
Yeah.
We're going to get the goals. It's just about in those games, those little games with like Villa and Fulham and West Ham, concentration levels have to be at all-time high to not lose those games. And if we draw, we draw. But you can't lose the home games for me. I just think this season Emirates has to be. We don't lose at all at home
Yeah,
this
because
season.
that was going to be my question for you. So is how do you get over the line? So that for you to get over the line is you need a clean record at the Emirates.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, and like I said, players that didn't turn up, and I'm looking at Martinelli heavily because fair enough, Trossard stepped up, but I need both of them to be doing
And
their
clean
thing.
records at the Emirates, and you got to maintain what you did away
Yeah,
from
because
home.
our record the
Because
season
what you
before
did,
and last season-
what you did away from home last season is a madness.
Yeah.
And it's also you have to
So everything has to go up. So it's not.
it has to go. You
That's
can't.
what-
so I'm
like
saying-
Tom said.
That's the only thing we
80
can go.
some points is going to win the league, so it has to be.
So
Yeah.
that's
If
the
Man
only
City, if we
way.
was going against another team that we could win the league high 70s, low 80s, then fair enough, you could say that.
Yeah.
But man
So
has
do
to
you-
go do 87, 88, 89
Do
points.
you think Man City does more than 91 or does less than 91 this season?
I'm just hoping that they do 65.
I don't.
I'm joking.
I
I'm
don't
just
think they
saying
do
that.
much better. I don't.
Yeah,
think they do much
But
better.
you don't think so? There will be among let's say because I said every time he's won the league, it's been nothing less than 86.
Yeah.
So your hoping is between the 86. So his hoping is if he doesn't do less than 86, even if he does 86, you got to still be at least at 89 that you were last season.
We just need other teams to do us a fucking favor and beat them, bro.
You got to do your own. Well, you can beat them
last
yourself
season,
though.
we done that. I'm saying that's not enough. So you see that argument that you have to go and beat them. But we didn't lose to Man City. We didn't lose none of the big games last season. I still didn't win the league.
well, that
So
argument-
I'm saying that there's other teams. There's 19 other teams and 18 other teams in the league. You can beat City. Thank you, or you can take a point off them. We did what we could do with them. We beat them at home and we drew away.
Yeah, but you
But
didn't do what you needed to do with
but the
other
issue
teams.
with those other teams.
If you had beaten Villa,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were just
own
already.
hand.
Yeah, we're just already. Yeah,
No, just
yeah.
going back
We're
to
just
see
already.
the issue with those other teams that you're saying that can beat them, they're not going to win the league. So it's like I don't know at what point they're facing City. Some might not. Some will facing City in a bad state.
Yeah, because Palace can't be the only team
and
that
then-
be beating them, bro.
I still think obviously at the time the argument might not be valid. You would have gone to City away and got a point. At that moment in time, it would have been great. Like that point would have been great. But I do think that now looking back at it, the argument of you guys could have done it yourself at that point as
Yeah,
well.
but I'm never gonna sneeze at a point away at Etihad though. Never.
Yeah,
even
but
when we was going,
losers, you're losers,
no, but
bro.
even when we was going back, even when we
I
was
hear
going
what
back
you-
and forth with
I
you
hear
lot
what
for the
you-
league. If I go away to Old Trafford and I get,
I hear what you're saying.
I
Well, you was beating us at Old Trafford though. You was, but I'm saying, but then you look back a lot of that memory. There's so many times you got to Old Trafford, you won the league there, and those are the defining moments at times.
Overmars one and the Wiltord one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
but those are defining moments, though, and
I'm just saying
that's
that.
my point. I hear what you're
I
saying.
see how going away from home has to be. You have to win that game.
But then you,
Unless it's
but as what I'm saying, but those are the we're talking about margins though, right? Obviously, you're speaking about Villa one, you're speaking about the Villa game, but you can easily say the same thing about the Man City game as well.
Okay, who's the two teams that have been going back and forth for the league before
don't
us?
matter, bro.
Man City and Liverpool, yeah.
if you want to
Did
win, you have to
Pep
be
go
the
to
best.
did Pep go to Anfield and win a game though?
But then, okay, I'll give you an example. When the
Never,
season,
by the way.
sorry, when it was the season before, when it needed to be your home and away, it did it.
Who?
City.
Yeah, it can happen
And that's
though.
my
They can
point,
beat us
and that's
home
my
and away.
point. That's what I'm
But
saying.
just
It's
saying,
just-
no, but
those are the margins.
My season isn't defined on if we beat Man City away from
Well,
home.
if
though.
Well,
it
technically,
means
well,
it does.
it's not for me.
If it means that you're not going to win the league because of it, it does.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that.
So-
My thing isn't we have to beat them home and
No,
away.
at that time, but I'm saying at that time when you know what the margins are, it's
we're
not
gonna
as if
try- we're gonna
it's
try
not.
and
As,
win the game, but
it's
we're
not
gonna
saying
take a
when
point,
you know
we're
the
gonna take a
margins. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think you. Holistically, you look at the game. You didn't go for the game as if you wanted to win the game. You was more than happy to
To
sit
take the
back
point.
and
Yeah,
get the point.
yeah.
But I'm saying at that time, knowing what the league was at, we look at the Villa game. You went for the Villa game, right? Mm-hmm. They still beat you. So why not go to City, open up the game? You have more than enough quality to catch them on the counter attack.
Open up the game, we could end up losing and get battered.
Is my
And
point.
take
At least,
nothing out of there.
yeah. At least you gone there
And take nothing.
At the end, you took nothing out, then you still
Yeah.
didn't win
I'm
the
gonna
league.
take that. I'm
So
never
I'm
gonna
saying-
whether it's this season, next season, 50. If it's Man City away or
Well, I'm saying-
Anfield.
Yeah.
If you give me a point, I'm gonna take a point. Can we win the game? Yes. Do you want to win the game? Yes. But if we're gonna take a point and beat them at home, which is what we've done to Liverpool, beat them at home and took a point. We beat City at home and took a point. We're gonna take that all day long.
No
I'm saying-
chicken, take
take
your
that
one
one down.
point.
But as I say, those are the margins, isn't it? Are we talking about margins?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Those
I
two
get,
games
no,
in
I get what you're
isolation
saying.
don't define a season. That's what I'm saying. Those two games in isolation.
What,
out of
which
a
one?
38
City game.
playing City home or away, or just playing them
but
away.
the Villa game defined the season.
There's 37 other games.
So when I say why the Villa game defined the season, it's still around the same time though.
We should be beating Villa.
Because you still didn't beat Villa away as well.
I know, but we should be beating Villa at home though.
So Villa took 6 points away from you. Yeah, and so those are saying
You guys should just cuckoo fight. Just cuckoo fight.
Anyway, like I get what you're saying, but some like being because some fans will look at it and think that is a defining moment. Like we go there, we beat them, we win the league. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so what if we beat them this season? Home and went down win the league.
Let that happen first then. But that hasn't happened. You beat them over and away and see whether you win the league or not.
We'll see.
We'll see what. Yeah, beat them over and
I've
away.
watched this league, and I ain't seen Pep go to Anfield. He's won the league 6 times.
But they
I
didn't
can count
have
how
to.
many times
But they
he's gone
didn't
there.
have to.
That's what I'm saying.
But then when they needed to, they did it. That's my
So you're
point.
saying that they only needed to do that one season. So the other
No, when they needed to, but they won it though. Yeah, they won it because they beat Liverpool. Yeah, I mean they were on top anyway. So when I'm saying when they were behind against you, they had to. So a lot of times when Liverpool are chasing them, see what I'm saying? I'm saying when they were behind, they were chasing you. They had to. So and that's my
We
point.
played them last season. We was ahead of them, innit?
But I had games in hand. That had games in hand. That had games in hand.
Games in hand.
Yeah. So, but that's my point. I'm trying to make. What did they have to go and win? Because if you have to go and win a game, I don't think it's wise that you go in there and just take a point. But what you're now doing is okay, cool. We're gonna take that off you. Let someone else try and take. We're not gonna hope for someone else. Why not take it into your own hands?
We're taking 4 points out of 6, bro.
I get that. I'm saying
Man,
at
taking 4 points out
at
of 6
the
against Man
moment.
City.
All right, look, we're just gonna battle, but at the moment, bro.
Can you take 3 points off them, bro? Can you beat them?
But that's not
We're
relevant,
taking
bro.
3 points off.
What
We're
I'm
taking
saying
3
is
points
that
off them.
if you're
We're taking 3 points off them.
If you had beaten them, can we beat
fuck
them?
that.
Can we beat them?
We're taking 3 them off before that.
Got trophy.
Forget man.
Shows that we need them.
Do that league. Don't get 6 or 5.
I'm just saying.
Don't get smacked this season, okay? You got new players. Your manager didn't give them a contract. Beat them, okay?
I'm just still saying we have trophy. You're saying you can't beat.
You got FA Cup. We got FA Cup. I don't know what you're saying.
Last season.
My manager's got your manager's got FA Cup. My manager's got FA Cup. One doesn't outweigh the other.
Okay, I thought we were talking about last season. Sorry, I thought we were talking about
No, I
last
thought we
season.
were talking about
Football in life.
Just
In life since 1902 or something.
Just in general.
Okay.
Football podcast. It's not just a 2024-25 podcast.
Okay.
All right, cool. Anyway, look.
Yeah, I'm
we'll
upsetting. Yeah, I'm upsetting.
No, I'm not even trying to I'm not disapproving of what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, obviously, now that it's happened, at a time and moment, yes, I can get it. But in hindsight, when you're looking at the margins, we're just discussing the margins now. That's one of the games.
Yeah.
That
But
we
we're
can
going
go
away to them in what? In like 3-4 weeks' time, bro. I'm telling you right now, man, take a point.